I've been ruminating on the concept of greatness lately, and I've been trying to look at every great person and pinpoint some commonalities and try to make sense on if greatness is a recipe. Is there a recipe for greatness? Now, we all know there is already one, right? The one that involves being disciplined and doing everything right on time when you're supposed to. Uh, Consistently showing up for yourself and for your duties. Okay, so that's the formula that we have. But is there an innate trait that indicates that someone is great? Right? Like, if you could, does greatness have a gene? Right? I've always wondered about things like that because think about it, right? Some of these NFL players, right? Like, they their dad played in the NFL, their brother played in the NFL, So is it like is it like a profession in the family, or is it just that they have this greatness within them that they're able to express through football, right? So I took the example of Nipsey Hussle. Personally, one of the greatest human beings ever. And you might not feel the same, but that's how I see it. And Nipsey was known for his resilience and just for always moving forward despite the setbacks. He he always looked at the next step. That was his thing, to look at the what's next, what else can be done. Kobe Kobe Bryant was known for sleeping in the gym. First and last guy in the gym, you know? Michael Jordan, same thing. Creativity through his moves that he was able to, you know, show off to the world. Zidane in soccer, I don't know if there's a lot of soccer fans, whoever is following this. Zidane was one of the greatest player, and I realized that one of the reasons why he was deemed the greatest player is that he was around the action every time. Everywhere the ball was, he was within close vicinity. So if Zidane gave you a through pass towards the goalie, and obviously it's the striker and the goalie, so it's usually a score, but in the instance you're not able to make the score, Zidane was right there. He was right in the thick of it. Same thing on defense, okay? I'm realizing that the greatest people are the ones that stuck through, that did it for the longest, and were only recognized when they had reached certain amount of hours, for lack of a better term. So the greatest will always be resilient. That's how I feel it. That's how I see it. The longer you do something, the greater you'll be at it. But if you want to do something for a long time, you gotta pace yourself. I'm sure you guys can gauge what I'm getting at. Anywho, one thing I would really like to emphasize is the importance of single leg exercises. As shown here, I'm doing a Bulgarian split squat, no weight, but sitting all day, being stagnant really uh, worsens your hip imbalances and worsens your hip mobility. And single leg exercise are one way to restore and maintain your hip mobility. And it can be done through Bulgarian split squat as shown here, walking lunges, back kick lunges. Walking is a bilateral exercise, so anything that involves one leg at a time, I encourage everyone to do it. It's just so good for your hips, so good for your legs, your muscles, your balance, your core. Oh man, your core. Core. Anywho, still this year, as I said in previous videos, my quest is to develop bigger quads. And through the hack squat, I believe I've seen the light, and I know that if I can master this exercise, the result of it will be bigger quads. Now looking back at this video, I should have paused at the bottom. I was probably tired and I was already ready to go. To sum it up all, greatness is resilience. If you can find a way to be endurant in whatever you do, whether it's in the gym, in your profession, find a way to pace yourself, you will go far. Do single leg exercises. I forgot to mention the RDL, single leg RDL prior, but those are very good. And as shown here, when you take an L, it's not the end, man. It's just a lesson for when you'll be able to win. We'll see y'all. Peace.